residential instruction at Syracuse University effective the end of the academic day on Friday.
Coming up on News Live at 6, SU to suspend all face-to-face classes, moving classes online. This as cases of the deadly coronavirus intensify across the state and throughout the world. We have everything you need to know, what students can expect as they transition to online classes after spring break, how this impacts students living in dorms, and more.
Plus, SU Madrid students are getting sent home and they're supposed to leave by Sunday. But there's a catch. What you need to know up next.
And details out of Not Again SU's press conference as they reach day 23 of their sit-in, what they're calling for in order to move forward. All that and more coming up. Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University is suspending all face-to-face classes effective the end of this Friday, March 13th. SU now joins a large group of universities across the country who are also transitioning to an online format. Good evening, I'm Katie Lane.
And I'm Liam Crowley. The school made the announcement earlier this afternoon. All classes will now be online until at least March 30th. This comes as the spread of COVID-19 intensifies across the state, country, and globe.
Tonight we have team coverage as the coronavirus affects SU students across the globe. Our foreign correspondent Greg Bradbury reports from Madrid as SU's abroad center in the Spanish capital comes to a close. Plus we hear from New York correspondent Sunny Balkin, who tells us how Newhouse NYC has been keeping its students informed about the coronavirus.
And we have our reporter Augustus LeRoux, who is in Grant Auditorium where a campus forum on the coronavirus is taking place. But first, we go to Citrus TV reporter Josh Meyers, who has more on what students here can expect as classes go online. Josh?
That's right, guys. After Friday, classes will move online as SU suspends on-campus academic programs. This after the rapid spread of the coronavirus across New York State and the uncertainty and concern the virus is causing to the community. The announcement coming today from Vice Chancellor Mike Haney. He tells the community that why the university went forward in making the decision of suspending on-campus classes.
Of our students, but also our faculty and staff and the Central New York community. It's the right thing to do from a public health perspective. As a consequence, the idea of then returning immediately from spring break and the potential risk that could pose to this community, we made this decision out of an abundance of caution.
During the press conference, Haney also acknowledged the difficulty of moving classes online. Some classes require specialized equipment, like those in Newhouse. Haney addresses the training of faculty towards an online teaching environment, an initiative he calls a rapid online development toolkit.
We will use the next several days to work with faculty and support our faculty in the transition to online learning. A rapid online development toolkit for all faculty to help them and support them in their effort to move courses online.
Now, Josh, I'm sure a lot of questions came out of today's press conference, but I'm wondering, will dorms remain open during the suspension of the classes?
Well, Haney did mention that students are welcome to stay on campus, but most are encouraged to not return if they do leave. Haney also added when students leave for break, they should bring everything they need for their classes.
And as for faculty and staff,
we acknowledge that
And as for faculty and staff, Josh, will they be allowed back on campus after spring break to resume their work?
Well, according to SU administration, the university will remain open during the on-campus class suspension, and normal working hours will continue. However, there are some protocols that they are making to keep faculty safe.
staff will continue to come to work. Part of what else we're announcing are what we call some social distancing protocols. We are going to, moving forward and at least through the 30th of March, prohibit large events and convenings on our campus.
Administration says that sporting events and the method of online coursework will be touched upon at a future time. For now, the university advises students to focus on getting home this Friday and to stay safe while away for the spring break.
Josh, thank you. And following the university's announcement, many students are expressing concerns about leaving the university for an extended period of time. Some worries include traveling home to places in states of emergency, online class servers, as well as the cost for travel and university housing.
I mean, there's a lot of concerns. I guess my biggest concern is money. You know, I pay to be here. I don't pay for online classes. And then there's the whole issue of traveling home and what that's going to cost and how it's going to look like. And then I'm not even sure if we're going to end up coming back here or not.
Some students face the prospect of going back home to a location that has a high number of confirmed coronavirus cases. We spoke to a student from New Rochelle, New York, the suburb now a containment zone. She says that she's worried about the high number of cases in her hometown and that she'll look to take precautions.
I was very surprised by the amount of cases. I thought most of them were in the city, but most of them are in Westchester County. I will definitely be staying home for a majority of spring break. I would not be going outside as I usually do. I will keep washing my hands, keep close contact with my own parents, see what they're doing, and yeah, just stay clean.
One School of Education student also raised concerns to Citrus TV, saying that she is worried because her dean asked School of Ed students to stay on campus despite the university's asking students to leave. In an email, Dean Joanne Masinglia said students should, quote, go to their placements assuming their school district is open. School placements are part of the program's curriculum and required to graduate. The state of New York has more coronavirus cases than anywhere else in the United States at 173. This comes after Governor Cuomo announced a state of emergency in an attempt to stop the spread. This has most recently included the deployment of the National Guard to establish a containment zone in New Rochelle. The zone covers a majority of coronavirus hotspots in the city and has led to the closing of schools and other facilities.
Meanwhile, Onondaga County still is free of confirmed cases. Just in earlier today, the potential coronavirus patient who reported to Crouse Hospital on Sunday tested negative for the virus. And it's happening right now. The Department of Public Health is holding a forum on the coronavirus in Grant Auditorium. Our reporter Augustus LeRoux is there right now to break down the key points from the discussion. Augustus?
I'm standing outside Falk College's coronavirus forum right now, complete with a panel of 6 medical experts and epidemiologists. We first heard from Falk College's own Dr. Brittany Kamush, who talked about the nature and history of the coronavirus epidemic compared to other pandemics like the AIDS virus, for example. She highlighted the lack of current information about coronavirus, but did specify that it is not as severe as other pandemics. We then heard from, again, Falk College's very own David Larson, an environmental epidemiologist who delivered a scathing criticism of the Trump administration, attributing current shortcomings in handling the outbreak to what he calls a chronic lack of funding, a lack of leadership, and ultimately a dependence on the private healthcare industry. Currently, the presentations are still going on, but we'll open up for a Q&A afterwards, which currently there's a full room of both students and faculty waiting to bring their concerns forward, which will hopefully be answered by this complete panel of experts.
Thank you, Augustus. We go now to Madrid, where students are now making plans to head home. Citrus TV reporter Greg Bradbury tells us how the university came to this decision and what SU is doing to help their students. Greg?
Today's newspaper headlines say it all. Madrid cierra guarderías, colegios y universidades durante 15 días. Or what that means is Madrid is closing all grade schools, high schools, and colleges for the next 15 days, including Syracuse Madrid. Now, that decision by Syracuse Madrid came late last night to students, and throughout the day today, students received more information about what that would entail. A lot of answers came during a question and answer service this afternoon. Now, what they told students is that they have till Sunday to leave. However, they can't make any student leave Spain or Europe. But if they do choose to stay past Sunday, they're on their own. SU Madrid program officially ends here in Madrid on Sunday. Now, classes will be continuing online after that period, but one of the big things that was brought up is student visas. Student visas will be voided after Sunday, so if students do choose to travel, they'll be on their own, and there's no guarantee that they will be allowed to travel in certain countries. Now, in addition to that, the classes I mentioned will be online, and one of the big topics was reimbursement. Students who do choose to leave before Sunday will get reimbursed for their flight up to $600. However, if students choose to leave after, they'll have to take it up with SU Abroad, and SU Abroad will be handling all finances for program fees, housing, and of course flights as well. Lots going on here and lots going on back on campus due to the coronavirus. We'll keep you updated with the latest as it comes out. For the final time in Madrid, Spain, I'm Greg Bradbury, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Greg.
Safe travels getting home, Greg. SU Madrid's closing comes 2 weeks after the university suspended the Florence program. As of right now, SU Abroad is also monitoring 3 of their programs in Strasbourg, London, and Santiago. SU also has off-campus locations here in the States that are feeling the impact of the coronavirus. The Newhouse School has programs in New York City and in Los Angeles. We now go to our New York City correspondent, Sunny Balkin, with how Newhouse NYC is handling COVID-19.
Thanks, guys. The Newhouse and NYC program has been very transparent about what's going on with the coronavirus in New York City. And this is because their top priority is keeping the students who go to the Fisher Center safe and healthy. Therefore, because none of the students at the Fisher Center show signs of the coronavirus yet, all classes will be going on as scheduled.
And Sunny, what is it like staying in New York City as confirmed cases of the coronavirus continue to increase?
Yeah, the atmosphere in New York is definitely crazy right now. There have been lines down the block for places like Trader Joe's and Walgreens because people are so desperate to get in, to get canned goods, to get Purell, to get any form of things that they might need if they're going to be quarantined in their apartments.
Thanks, Sunny. Now, Syracuse University's Los Angeles program is open for the time being, but this program is in a state of confusion. Citrus TV reached out to SULA officials, and they say that as of this afternoon, they have not received word from main campus. It is unclear what steps the program will be taking. Students in LA say that they aren't necessarily worried about the program shutting down, but they are prepared for anything.
I can see it happening. I'm not really worried necessarily. I think it's necessary, like, to prevent the further spread. If it shut down, I think that would just be good for us to try and take online classes and stay indoors and not really expose ourselves, especially for those students with health issues. So I think I'm not necessarily worried, but I'm kind of expecting it at this point.
Now, Katie, we were able to see some really good weather yesterday. The quad was the most packed I've seen it all year.
I know, it was really nice to see all of the students out and enjoying the sunny weather, but today wasn't the same story. Michaela Varvis joins us now with a weather outlook of what's happening right now.
Yeah, guys, yesterday was beautiful, but right now it's about 52 degrees outside. There were some sporadic rain showers throughout the day, and we saw some pretty high winds at about 15 miles per hour, so stay tuned to look at my full weather to see what the rest of the week will look like.
And coming up, details from Nottingham SU's press conference earlier today, what the organization wants from the administration in order to move forward.
Plus, a look at some very long lines this morning on the Hill. Find out what made students get out of their beds so bright and early. Stay with us.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch.
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Nottingham SU protesters are now on day 23 of their occupation of Crouse-Hinds Hall. The movement held a press conference earlier today to address the community.
Our reporter Carmella Boykin is outside Crouse-Hinds Hall right now with what the movement says they have planned. Carmella?
Thanks, guys. That's right. I'm live inside Crouse-Hinds Hall right now, where today marks day 23. Earlier today, protesters held a press conference at 2 p.m. with their legal counsel, Ronald McGuire. McGuire says he's going to give students all the legal help he can, and that SU has committed serious civil rights violations against student protesters. Now, what protesters say they're left with is unfinished business between them and university administration.
While the administration has informed the student body that negotiations have concluded, it's clear that we haven't finished thoroughly going over every demand.
Calm me down, Aaron.
Moving forward, protesters have a lot to decide on. With spring break coming up and satellite classes after that, they're not quite sure what they're going to do, but there are 3 things they're sure on, and those 3 things are what they need from the university.
So the 3 non-negotiables that we have are an acknowledgement from the university about what took place between February 17th and February 20th in the specific building. Another non-negotiable is allowing for graduate students to return to their positions after they're finished with their strike. And the other non-negotiable is academic amnesty for the student protesters, specifically students that were suspended wrongfully.
And we would also just like to seek clarity about what was.
Now, their legal counsel, Ronald McGuire, says that Nottingham SU protesters are not pressing charges against the university. What they do need to decide, which they still haven't decided, is what they're going to do following spring break and whether or not they'll continue to occupy Crouse-Hinds, where I am right now. Also, protesters, to prevent against any potential coronavirus threat, they say every morning they disinfect the area. Reporting live inside Crouse-Hinds Hall, I'm Carmella Boykin, CitrusTV News.
Thank you, Carmella. CitrusTV will have continuing coverage on everything you need to know about the Not Again SU protests.
You can follow along with our social media platforms at CitrusTV News or check us out on our website, citrustv.com.
SU is mourning the loss of one of their students. Dean of Students Marianne Thompson notified the students this morning in an email. Helen Kimba Sikora was a first-year student who majored in policy studies in the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs. She was from Syracuse, New York, and graduated from Nottingham High School in 2019.
Students seeking support services during this time are encouraged to contact the Barnes Center, the Dean of Students Office, and Hendricks Chapel. And new details on SU housing. South Campus in-person room selection ended only moments ago.
The event started at 8 a.m. and ran until 6 p.m. at Goldstein Auditorium in the Shine Student Center. We know one of the students who was there since 3:30 this morning. By 8 o'clock, the line reached from out the auditorium, out the door, and around the building.
The campus-wide room selection will begin on March 18th.
When we return, what countries are doing as cases of the coronavirus drastically rise and what the latest numbers are. And our weather anchor Michaela Varvis will have a look at the full weather forecast.
Stay with us.
Give me back!
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Looking at current temperatures in central New York, it's pretty warm across the board, mid-40s to mid-50s, and Syracuse is currently at 52 degrees. And looking forward to tomorrow, for Wednesday, we're starting the day off at 33 degrees, and temperatures are rising throughout the day, reaching about 40 degrees at 6 p.m. It should be partly cloudy for the majority of the day, and no rain should be expected. And now looking at our 5-day forecast, we are seeing 40 to high 50s this week. Showers were expected today and on Friday, partly cloudy on Wednesday with 42 degrees and then rising to 56 degrees on Thursday. And we end the week on Saturday with 40 degrees, so enjoy the warm temperatures. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Michaela. And the latest around the world as coronavirus cases intensify, more than 113,000 people are infected globally, the death toll passing 4,000 worldwide.
And Italy is still on lockdown. The 60 million residents are under tight restrictions, which include travel checks, school closures, and public event bans. Residents are advised to stay in their homes and only be out in the public when it is extremely necessary.
And coming up in sports, Syracuse men's basketball is taking the court tomorrow in the ACC tournament. I'll preview what you need to know about their lineup after the break.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Now, the effects of the coronavirus have extended to the sports industry. The Division III men's basketball NCAA tournament held its games without fans. Just today, the Ivy League canceled its basketball conference tournament. Yale, the conference's regular season leader, will represent the Ivy League in the NCAA tournament. Abroad, Italy has shut down all sport activities, including Serie A, its top soccer league, and the U.S. has not taken such measures yet, but they are continuing to monitor the situation. At the moment, the MLB, NBA, NHL, and MLS have all closed locker room access to all non-essential employees. As always, we will continue to keep you updated as more information comes out. But officially, Syracuse men's basketball is still taking the court on Wednesday in the ACC tournament. And on Saturday, the Orange didn't just lose to Miami. They lost their star forward Elijah Hughes to an apparent injury. His status is still up in the air for tomorrow night's game, and here's what head coach Jim Boeheim said on Saturday about Hughes.
He got hit. Got hit around his knee. He was a little bit dizzy, a little blurry. You know, it's a tough call. Yeah, he got hit. He's got hit in the head 20 times this year. He was a little blurry, and you know, he felt he could go, but you know, that was it. It's not my decision.
And regardless of Hughes' status, Syracuse needs to find a way to advance far in the ACC tournament to have any chance at an NCAA tournament bid. Their journey starts tomorrow night at 9:30 against either Virginia Tech or North Carolina. Follow Nicole Weaving at Nikki_Weaves and at CitrusTV Sports on Twitter for updates throughout Syracuse's ACC tournament run. And switching gears over to lacrosse, it's hard to reward just one SU men's lacrosse player, but one player in particular did stand out this weekend. Stephen Rafis has earned ACC Player of the Week honors for his performance against Johns Hopkins. The redshirt senior attack led all players with 7 assists. And to put that in perspective, the entire Blue Jays team had 6 total assists against the Orange defense. That's how things roll at the top. #1 ranked Orange get back to work on Saturday when they face off against Rutgers. And wrapping things up back on the court, both New York basketball teams are in action tonight. The Knicks travel to our nation's capital to face Bradley Beal and the Wizards. Beal averaged just over 36 points per game since the All-Star break, and later tonight, the Nets kick off a West Coast swing against LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the Lakers. This is the Nets' second game since they fired head coach Kenny Atkinson. They won their first time without him against the Bulls.
Thank you, Pat. Stay tuned for more of our weather.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Now our weather anchor, Michaela Varvis, joins us back in studio. Michaela, we saw some rain today. What can we expect tomorrow?
Well, waking up tomorrow morning, it should be about 33 degrees, and there's going to be nearly no wind with 3-mile-per-hour winds, and it's going to feel like 30 degrees. So it's pretty mild temperatures, pretty nice outside to walk to class.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Michaela. And can we expect any snow again?
No.
Yes or no?
Not in the 5-day at least.
Okay, that's great. That's all the time we have for you tonight on Citrus TV News. Make sure to keep up with us on social media for the latest on the coronavirus, as well as the Not Again SU protests. I'm Katie Lane.
And I'm Liam Crowley. You can also check us out on our website at citrustv.com. Take care and stay safe, Syracuse.